How's it going, friends? I just spent like an hour recording a video and the video file got corrupted. So I'm just going to blaze through what I talked about in that video. So last week I did a video talking about changes that I'd made to this session, which was based on this initial file here from the AI generation. And that's all cool and everything, but since then I've realized that this track had too many elements, was changing too much, having too many hard left turns and all that sort of stuff. So I decided it needed to be 2 tracks. And so that's what I've done. And in fact, in the video that is now lost, I did that on camera live. But I've already done all of the work now, so it's all sort of here, and I've turned it into 2 tracks. So I just thought I would talk about it really quick so that that time can be turned into some sort of salvageable content for my PhD vlog series. So there was this whole section over here that I just chopped out. I can't really demonstrate it because it's already chopped out, but that has been turned into another track. So maybe I'll just play through this. And yeah, I can just sort of talk about what's changed. So I'll just start it and I'll stop it as we go. Say quickly, this is where we have our first sort of transition, where we reharmonize the melodies with some different bass notes, and that was kind of in service of transitioning into this other section up here, which is this little section here with these purple clips, and that is a result of extracting some of these elements and reinserting it into the AI generator as a prompt, and then getting like a sort of second iteration. So that's the second iteration, which is quite different from our original part. So I wanted to transition smoothly into it. And I think I've done that, and it's not a huge, intense left turn. The parts that I've chopped out were the same, where it's like another iteration based on prompts from this. But that, even though I love it, that took too a jarring of a turn. So I've turned that into its own thing. But let's just start from here again and listen to it. kind of enter like a bridge section. which then bridges into this. Up until this line here, everything's the same. I haven't changed anything from the original version. It's after this, between this section here and this section here, that there was this whole chunk that I've just chopped out wholesale. So we get a smoother transition into this last section of the track. And everything just feels more cohesive. Like an outro. So I just think it's interesting that all I really had to do was chop out this section, and then the track kind of worked after that. It was a bit busy, but now it works. So I'm going to open up the other session where I took this little section that I chopped out and I expanded it into its own new track. So let's open up that session and see what happened there. All right, so here we are in the other session. I've expanded it, but basically the part that it was sort of chopped out of the original was kind of like this bit and maybe like a bit of this bit here. And as you can see, I've expanded it significantly. So, and I've done lots of other fun things, added some new elements, just like I said, just expanded upon the original ideas of this section. And by chopping it out, I'm able to have the freedom and the space to really give it its due, so to speak, let it shine, I think. So let's just play it from the start. It's not a very long song. It's like 3 minutes, 15 or so. Let's just play. I just wanted to quickly call out the chopping, the audio chopping here. I absolutely love doing this kind of stuff. This sort of audio chopping. It's really fun. It's a little bit time consuming, can be a little bit tedious, but the results, I think, really speak for themselves. Just wanted to call that out because I'm pretty proud of it. quickly. This section here is, again, a little bit of a left turn, but I think it works in the context of this track, not so much the other one. But it is kind of a bridging section, or a bridge section, I should say. It's kind of a vibe shift. I think it works. But yeah, let's just play it. Another little bridging section, and then we're back. So yeah, that's it. I think it works. It definitely feels like a singular track, even if it has this kind of crazy section in the middle. Well, it's not crazy. It's almost like everything else is crazy, and that's like entering into this little separate world, this little sort of disco groove kind of thing. And I like how sort of choppy it is up to here, and then a little bit here. And then we get these little dreamy elements and a sort of disco-y element in the middle. I think it works. And it definitely works way better than it did when these two kind of opposing ideas were, I was trying to merge them in an interesting way. And I think it was kind of an interesting way, but it's just too much to ask of a listener to sort of shift gears that many times in such quick succession. It feels very... I hate using this term. I should just not use it, but I was going to say it feels a bit schizophrenic. Let's try and find a new word for that. Chaotic. Let's just go with that. Chaotic. And so I'm really happy that I extracted that section, gave it its own space, its own room to breathe, and its own room to be its own thing. And similarly with the other track as well, giving it a more focused direction so that the elements that are there can really shine. And so I wanted to talk about this on video because this is something that I do a lot, is once I'm in Ableton, once I'm in a session, I tend to throw all these ideas at the wall, so to speak, and try to make everything stick. And that's fun because it's like a creative, playful process in which kind of anything goes. It's like, oh, what if I do this? What if I do that? What if I take it in this direction? It's a very playful time, but it means that after that, I have to then put the editor hat on and be like, okay, what am I actually going to do with this? How do I want this to be presented in a final form? How do I want people to experience this? And so that's what I've done here. Split the two out into separate tunes, and they're both better for it. So that's going to do it for this video. Please like and subscribe. Check out my other content, my VCV videos, my machine drum series of videos. I've got so many ideas for content that I want to make. It's all just a matter of time and resources. So I'm always open to suggestion though. So just let me know if there's anything you would like me to look at or cover or anything like that. And just tell me what you think in general. I always appreciate the feedback. But that's going to do it for this video. And yeah, I'll see you next time.